Coach, you guys had 27 points on turnovers. So was that a point tonight? I know you guys defend well usually, but it just seemed like you guys were playing fast at times.
Yeah, I mean, the emphasis was to guard heavy in the beginning. That went out the door, third and fourth quarter. That just shows a lack of maturity as a team. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Like, we just have to grow, you know? We have to be able to handle success and keep it. And so it kind of just unraveled in the third and fourth, and I was really disappointed with that effort. But, you know, because we shouldn't have had 17 turnovers for what? You know, we just had 6 turnovers, and then we go have 17 turnovers and still score 81 points. Imagine if we didn't have those turnovers. So, again, there's a maturity level that we have to grasp, and we're still working on it. But we just had an emphasis to really suffocate Florida by shrinking the floor, and you saw that in the first half.
I want to ask you about that moment with Sakaya. I guess just for a young player, how big are those learning moments?
Huge. She didn't say what I said. She skipped over that, which was probably a smart decision. I just got in her face and just told her, like, you have to be better. You know, you have shown better, so be better. You know, I didn't cuss or anything. I just said, you have to be better for us. And I'm going to hold it to that because there are freshmen all over the country that are balling out of control. And so all I'm asking her to do in those moments is to step up and be better. And I thought she made some really great positive plays, you know, 4 steals, 5 points. But, you know, I want to push her to be better because she is a true point guard. And we don't have a true point guard, and she is one. And so that's something that I'm definitely looking for her to do, and that's why I kept her in the game. I'm not yanking her just because, you know, she didn't do something right. I wanted to teach it as a teachable moment, especially because at halftime we talked about how important it was for the third quarter to come out strong.
Just 19 games through, we know you guys are successful in a bunch of different areas, but what do you think's maybe the biggest challenge your team still has to overcome?
Just being true defensively, you know, 4 quarters. We haven't – Alabama, I think we had 4 quarters where I was like, whoa, we look really, really good defensively. And so we gotta be better for 3 more quarters. We have to put 4 quarters together, and we hadn't done that yet. Again, like I said, you know, a lot of people said, oh, that means they're going to suck because I kept saying our best basketball is in February. But people have to understand that I'm holding my team to a standard. We were just in the Sweet 16. Like, I'm not saying we're going to be awful. I'm saying we're going to really put it all together by February. So hopefully by that time we can really hang our hats on 4 quarters of suffocating defense. But I do want to credit Florida. It's very tough to do because they're super quick, super athletic, and they make it very difficult for us. So we're going to play them again, and we're going to have to make some changes.
Coach, what made you want to come in here and say what you said at the beginning? Is there something that sparked it?
Yeah, you know, I'm an advocate for women's sports, you know. And you see, I didn't just talk about my program. I talked about women's basketball. I talked about women's soccer, women's golf, women's volleyball. Like, you know, Ole Miss doesn't have to just be a men's school. And that's why I'm trying to educate our fans. Like, Ole Miss can be an everything school. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know football's king. You know, I get it. You know, I go to the games. I support them. I support Chris Baird. I support Mike Bianco. I support all sports. But don't make it like it doesn't have to be less than. You come to a women's game. Give me one person that comes to a women's game and doesn't enjoy it. Any sport. And so why can't we be an everything school? Because that's a destination spot. It's happening up the street. We went to that game. It was 7,000 people in there. You get what I'm saying? I don't even want to call their names. But it happened, you know? So, and they didn't go to the Sweet 16. They hadn't had 320-win seasons. So why can't we do it? Why do we have to limit ourselves? And so, and you know, I'm going to have my people clip this. I'm putting this out because I'm an advocate. I'm strong enough. I'm okay with people, you know, I'm not okay with the disrespect. I block people on social media that disrespect me, but I'm going to be an advocate for women's sports. I got 2 daughters, you know, and I'm trying to make, Oxford is a really, really cool place. But it needs to be a cool place for every sport. We do not have to limit ourselves, you know. And you know, and I was disappointed. I saw someone try to put something out, and it was a half-assed narrative, and it was a weak narrative that they put out to make it seem like all we do is lose money. But they don't talk about how we were all over every single outlet last year. You can't put a dollar amount. The dollar amount was $50 million. We were on every single outlet, from New York Times, ESPN. They were in the Lakers game. They were talking about us. You can't put a dollar amount on that. But then someone tried to put out a narrative. I'm not even going to give him credit and name him. Put out a narrative as if all we do is we're a waste. And we're not a waste. You know, and that just pissed me off. And then when I walk out and I see my fans, the fans come out, and we can't get Club Red to come out, that pisses me off. Because why not come out and support us? Why not be a cool school for everybody? Turn on ESPN. There are people out there watching that game. You know? So we got to catch up, man. We're behind. It's disappointing. And it's not going to stop what we do. You know, we're going to win. You know, and people are going to show up when they think it's a big game. And then people love to say, oh, they can't win a big game. Are you kidding me? Have you seen what we have done here since I've arrived? Are we being serious right now? Yeah, the teams we're losing to are top 10 in the country. Like, let's wake up. And then when we win, sometimes it just happens that we're on the road. You know, but I'm going to be an advocate for it, and I'm going to always talk about it, and I'm really sick of it. So I'm going to speak on it. And I'm not talking about the people that support us. We know them by face, by name. You know, why? Because we're in the community. We love our fans. But it doesn't have to be what it is. This can be an everything school.
Do you think this is something that could fuel your team towards the end of the year?
We want to win. You know, my team is about winning. We all we got, we all we need. You know, I just know that it would be cool. I know that when I see teams beat teams, it's home court advantage. Chris Bear talks about it all the time. I don't want to hear nothing about home court advantage for LSU. Those were not our fans. They were chanting for LSU. You know when we had home court advantage? Last year when we almost beat South Carolina, the #1 team in the nation. We almost beat them because we had home court advantage. This is not home court advantage for us. I'm just going to be honest. You know, play home, play away, it don't matter to us. But what if we can make it home court advantage? You know? And I know it's an uphill battle. Hell, Lane Kiffin complained about it for the first 2 years. So I know I'm not fighting this fight alone. But we have to be better. And so hopefully everybody showed up for him and Coach Baird and Bianco. Show up for the women's sports. Because we're out here working too.
Who's that one football player that kind of supported you tonight?
I don't know if it was a football. I think it was just a regular student. Yeah, I think it was a regular student. It was just a cool guy. Saw my tweet, came out. It was so cool, man. I had a couple people that said they would take it, but they were over 40. This was, and I'm over 40, so this was a younger guy. It was really cool. Big game on Sunday. Come out and support. 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock Eastern. Sorry. Thank y'all.